This is My Village, the podcast. I'm your host, Mesa Sar. Welcome. Hello everyone, back in the My Village, the podcast. Today we have Matar Low. Hi Matar, welcome in My Village, the podcast. How are you today?
Hi Mesa, thank you for having me. I'm doing great today, As you can see, it's cold, but we're surviving.
Fighting on this.
Exactly.
Okay, get straight up on what are the three essentials you cannot go without?
I would say something that I can't go without is, training.
Training.
As you know, I'm a martial artist.
Yeah.
So I love it, and I can't stay a week or a day without
training.
So that's one thing. Another thing is my family.
Yeah.
And including my wife now that I'm married also.
Yeah, exactly. So, congratulations for that too.
Thank you. And then the other thing, I guess, is food. I love food.
Yeah, of course. You gotta eat, you gotta leave.
Exactly.
It's gotta be natural.
So I guess those three would be my main thing.
Yeah, that's focus the way you show that you need to keep training, because of course if you need to be on top of your game,
exactly,
then you have to put the effort that is needed. So.
Yes.
It's so natural. So where are you from, if you were to explain your background?
Yeah, I'm from Senegal, West Africa. And, I came to Canada when I was 13.
Oh wow.
We came with the whole family.
Okay.
So it was not bad, I didn't.
Yeah, for sure.
Long. Even though we came in the middle of the winter.
Oh my God, that's what I hated.
It was so strange, because it's like, you see when it's really cold and you talk, smoke coming out of your mouth.
Exactly.
We're not used to that. So when we were a kid, me and my little brother, we got out the airport. We was in Montreal. We were getting in the airport to go to Ottawa, so we had to walk outside. As soon as we walked outside for the first time in the middle of the winter, we started talking. Smoke is coming out. We're like, what the heck is this?
Exactly, and it was just like, wow,
exactly.
It's really. Like you see, like on the street around, it's really cold, like your hands and all of those, And it's a new experience, because from Senegal, you have the great weather.
Exactly.
And by the way, like we are both from Senegal, and what is experience right now, I have my own experience of it too. It's really funny, like the first days when you come here, the language, even if we come from a French-speaking country, still like when you arrive here, even the French is different. You don't. And you have the English people that you would talk to maybe at least once in your day, or from the corner. What did you want to become?
When I first came, growing up, honestly, my dream was to become a soccer player, professional.
Okay, and why? Were you good? What's your position?
I was kind of good. I would play midfield, like center back, or sometimes I would play offensive mid, depending.
Yeah, like managing the game,
So that was like my main position in the soccer field. I played rarely some positions like winger, or sometimes defense, but mainly my main position was the midfield. And I liked it, I really loved playing soccer. My favorite player was Ronaldinho.
Of course.
To this day, I think that he's like the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I'm sure that the listeners, everyone knows Ronaldinho, and like one of the best players, even for me. Like those people, I think they're geniuses. They're not just good players.
No, because he's the only one that did. Like the way he played and everything that he brought to the game. He's the only one that used to be able to do the things that he was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, I don't see nobody doing what Ronaldinho used to do back in his prime.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously. Yeah, that's for sure. If you were to explain your occupation, apart from the martial arts, and we will get to that a little later, but what is your main occupation?
We have to pay the bills.
Exactly, you have to live, you have to do stuff.
And to chase your dreams, it costs money.
Definitely.
Invest in your dreams. So I work in security and mail service downtown.
So you get to meet even a lot of people,
Yeah, you get
exchange a lot.
To learn new things.
And what about the martial arts? What got your interest into martial arts? Don't tell me Bruce Lee.
No.
Okay.
No.
just a side joke.
No, actually, it wasn't even Bruce Lee. The only thing was right after high school. I always wanted to learn martial arts.
Okay.
you know, from like watching superhero movies and things like that, you always see yourself, you know, beating bad guys or things.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Did
you straight up wanted to go in Muay Thai or
no?
How did you start the martial arts?
I started with kickboxing and Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Okay, yeah.
So the only reason why I started that, it was a small dojo, right where I used to live in on Heron and Bank Street. And it was just because I wanted to learn self-defense.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was studying, and I was like, oh, I think I want to be, I want to do police foundation.
Exactly, so and it's really close to your places at that time too.
So I was like, oh, if I want to do that, then I have to learn how to do self-defense.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, and you will need it anyway, so anything can happen.
So my brother came from vacation, and then he's like, he was interested in starting martial arts, and then from there it clicked. I was like, oh, just because he said that. Yeah. I'm starting.
You're just motivation. Like, you're definitely not gonna let him pass through that.
Yeah, so I just signed up over there. I did a year, and then from that year I was getting better. That's when I was like, okay, I'll go do some.
So how long before when you started the jiu-jitsu and the kickboxing, you transitioned into the Muay Thai?
It was 1 year.
Oh, 1 year? Yeah, like in between, you were just interested.
I did 1 year. I was training like. Yeah. In the beginning, it was like, you know, twice a day, twice a week.
Okay, yeah.
You know, or once a week sometimes if you don't have time, because there was like school. I had a part-time job.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really tough too. Like the first times, because I did it too, but it's really tough.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Exactly. Yeah, we're talking about it at some point. Yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough. I think.
That's when I started doing it twice, and then since I started liking it, so I was like, okay, I need to do it a little bit more. It was coming naturally, so I started doing it 3-4 times. There was like little tournaments.
Exactly.
I did it, and I really love the trophies they give. You know, sometimes they write your name on a trophy, and it's like some very.
It's a sense of realization of goal attainment.
Exactly. So I was like, I want to keep doing this.
Exactly, and because that helps you better. Keep push yourself.
Yeah. So after 1 year of getting that little experience, I was like, okay, I'll start being a fan of UFC.
Yeah, exactly too. Yeah.
So my favorite fighter is Anderson Silva.
Okay, Anderson Silva. I really like how he finishes,
how he finishes,
how he fights. Even the personality. He's really like he laughs, he smiles all the time.
No
stuff.
Stress.
He's no stress. Exactly. He comes and he does his job and he goes home. That's it.
So I liked him. I liked many other fighters too, but he was like my favorite one. And then his main discipline was Muay Thai, and where I was training at, it was just kickboxing. So I have to learn Muay Thai. I want to go throw some knees. I want to throw some elbows.
Exactly.
Because kickboxing, there's no knees and elbows.
Exactly, and it's great that you're explaining that so that people know the difference between only kickboxing and the Muay Thai, which is the Thailand kickboxing. Because I read somewhere that it was their soldiers that used to train on that, so that when they arrive in certain circumstances that they don't have any weapon, that their body becomes their weapon. I heard that and I thought, I was like, this is really interesting, that and so how do you do now with all these lives? Because if you have to explain it, it's like you have you do Muay Thai and you're still doing the Jiu-Jitsu too. The other day I saw that you won on a Jiu-Jitsu, I think, tournament, exactly, and congratulations on that too. And I was like, okay, so you're still doing that, and you're working, and you're doing the Muay Thai too, and I guess they have like different trainings too.
Yes.
So and how do you manage in general like your week? It should be really crazy, right?
It is crazy, and it's hard to manage because sometimes you have it depends. I just have to see with my schedule and what's coming up.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I see there's a Jiu-Jitsu tournament coming up in a month, and I know I don't have an MMA fight for the last for the month coming up until the tournament, I'll be focusing like probably 75% of the time on Jiu-Jitsu. I'll still be doing Muay Thai classes here and there, conditioning classes, but
like you concentrate, you focus more in what is exactly,
just to make sure that I'm in shape. I'm confident with the tournament coming.
That you're ready, as you say. Are you ready?
And when the tournament comes, I do it, and then I'm glad it was a great result. I won that tournament, and then after that, I get back to balancing
exactly
Muay Thai,
like on your regular
MMA,
schedule.
My regular schedule. And on my regular schedule, that's when I try to mix things up. Today I can do 2 martial arts. Tomorrow I can do 1. The other day I can do 2 again.
And still have like in between the job and everything,
you
know,
because in the morning.
Exactly, it has nothing to do with the rest, and and the whole thing is about that, to like organize your schedule in the sense that you will not get trapped in between, you know, the traveling time and stuff, because at least Ottawa have like a good traffic, so it's not that bad. And from that, if you would have to say like an event that had a big impact on you, what would you say? Anything that happened in your life that had a big impact on you, on your personality, or any part of your life?
Yeah, I would say there's many events that occurred, but maybe I can speak on a martial arts situation where I wasn't even an amateur. I wasn't even an amateur yet. Right?
Exactly.
I was just starting fresh off with the Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where I was starting the real.
A real deal right now. It's like
so the first time I attended to this event, it was a Muay Thai event, amateur, and I had these teammates of mine that was like competing, and then this guy, he was we were close to each other, and he was bigger than me. He was fighting, and then he won his fight in the second round by knockout. I think third round by knockout he won. And then the crowd went crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
I was there watching, like the crowd,
like,
everybody was like going crazy. I'm
like, exactly. You're
this
like,
is a great feeling, you know.
This is gonna be interesting.
This is gonna be interesting. So I'm like, man, I can't wait to fight. I can't wait to get in the ring, and I believe that I can do just what my teammate did.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I can do it better.
Exactly.
And then that's when I just like everything gave me like, it gave me a light, you know. It's like, you know, it's like the tunnel vision, you know. It's
exactly.
Like, you know, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Exactly.
You don't know, you're not sure where you're going. Only God knows. But you have faith.
Exactly. You have faith, and you put yourself like giving all that you have to attain any goal that you.
I was like very motivated to start. I'm like, I'm starting the journey. You know, I'm just gonna keep going and see where it goes.
Exactly, and it went well, mashallah. If you have to say, as we say in Arabic, that that you put all the effort that you have, you do what you have to do, and God is here to help you. And you mentioned it, which is faith, and it does help in the way we're going about it, which is. How do you, if you were to define even either spirituality or religion, how would you define it? Like in the simplest way, how would you define that? Or what is your spirituality or religion,
my
basically?
Religion?
Yeah,
I'm Muslim, and then our country is over 90% Muslim.
Exactly, yeah.
And but at the end of the day, in the country, even if there's more Muslims, everybody else, you know, we're all the same. You know?
Exactly, and I think even our listeners, if they know Senegal already, they know that it's like most of the people, they're Muslim, but
Muslim, and then there's no problems too between Muslims and Christians or any other religion.
And
we're all the same. Whenever there's Ramadan in this town, we all celebrate.
Exactly.
If there's the Christmas or New Year, we all celebrate.
We all celebrate it. We're here to party.
Exactly,
basically.
So,
That's true. And what effect, like, do you see in your decisions on how you even roll your life, basically, like on your day-to-day organization, even on how you schedule your life in general? Between, you know, all of those, you have other things that you would have to do, like some tasks other than your job or your trainings and stuff like that, you know, in between. And it has I think that spirituality or religion in general have that big impact, in a sense that without even maybe feeling it, you are taking some choices or going in a certain direction in your life, but still you get it from some values. Some were your background, as you said earlier, and as you finished with the faith part, because you believe that this is what you had to do, the training that you had to do, but still there is the first the effort that you need to put on whatever you want, and afterwards knowing that it doesn't really depend on you. You did what you had to do, and you explained that very well earlier when we talked about your background and how you manage between your regular life, your training, and the schedule in general. And going to that, as I said about the My Village experience, we think that a lot of social issues or mental health problems stem from the lack of balance. Because we have all these lives, as I asked you before. We have a lot of lives. We have this life going after doing this at the job, at the this place, at the market, at the other places in our life, and still now when you don't know how to juggle them anymore. Because there are a lot of things that go around, and we think that the balance that is lacking when it happens, that you kind of lose maybe your sense of objectivity or target and stuff like that. It seems that I think that it is because the human being lost that balance between the lives. So we talked about how you said that you were managing your whole schedule and between the job, and I think that the social issues stem now from those choices that we took before. So now, if you were to explain like any social issue that is really dear to you, because this is the last part of the discussion, if you were to think about any social issues dear to you, what would it be?
For me, it's a few things, So it would be like just one of the issues of. One of them is like the issue of like people starting something, like bringing out like a sad news and not following up with it, and how can we like go all the way? When we start something at 10%, how can we finish it at 100%? What I mean? Like we need to like make sure that everything is done properly, And at the same time, when people are like, complaining about something, they should make sure that them also, they're not the one making other people complain about that thing.
Exactly.
You gotta watch yourself first. Make sure you help the people beside you before you try to like, go all the way to somewhere where it's like.
And I think another part of that too is that sometimes I feel like people don't have even enough information before they complain about things. Sometimes they don't even look for those information. They would just leave themselves, as you mentioned it a little bit earlier, about not following up. So they would give you a news, as you said it, that like something happened, but not following in a sense of with the authorities or giving at least solutions, or go to find the specs, exact the information, the exact information, or at least be informed enough.
Exactly.
And so you said earlier the not following up. Well, what do you mean about the news and the not following up? Because right now we talk about a lot about fake news and stuff like that.
Because the thing is, news can come like just today. Oh, something happened here, this place at this time, caused by this group of people or something like that. Everybody's like, whoa, like something happened.
Like lately the shootings, and we said that this year in Canada it has exactly, the more shootings than previous years.
Yeah, exactly. So like, how can we work to like try to get the solution of it? Like, how can we make sure that this thing doesn't multiply next year? How can we reduce it and keep it low?
And even the parliament, they were talking about bill project about the like firearm type of way to manage the firearms, even in a more strict rules, because most of the time they saw that all those firearms, they're coming from the US. So
because the US
maybe we would it's so right
available.
Here.
It's right there. People are easily like killing each other.
Exactly.
The tool is right there.
Exactly.
You go anywhere, you grab one, you go do what you gotta do, and then the police are gonna work. They're gonna make investigations and things like that. But if you would have kept that gun, the person goes to look for it, he doesn't find it. he's not gonna shoot.
Exactly.
And if he doesn't shoot, we're not gonna do an investigation.
Exactly. And there would be no lives lost.
There's no lives lost.
Exactly.
You know? So
because those people are, as I used to say, that those people are someone's brother, sister, family, you know, so and most like lately all those shootings, most of the late shootings that we saw in the news, it would be like kids or someone like in
young kids,
bright day,
18, 17, 19. They don't even know what their future is. They have their life ahead of them. They don't know what they can make. They don't know that maybe at 25 years old something was kept for them, something that maybe God had planned for them, but they ruined it, and then they end up behind bars, or they end up dead. Their family is crying, everything is sad, and then someone else want to get revenge for them. Someone else is gonna end up crying.
Exactly.
It's like a chain where it doesn't stop. It keeps going. You know, and it's
what goes around comes back around.
You know.
Yeah, and most of the time, in some neighborhoods or in some areas, it's like the cycle keep going. You know, it seems that either we don't want to listen, because human beings, that's what we do sometimes, most of the time. If we don't like some way of, you know, of maybe bettering ourselves without having an actual experience of how our life can be better, we might not want to try it or be willing to put effort into that. And so this is the whole human experience, you know. And you gave great solutions, which is first the you know, giving stricter rules into all that have to handguns, but the border too maybe should have to get tighter rules too, to check even more so for, even if we are sure we are doing the job, of course, but we as human beings, I think you always have room for improvements. I think until the day you die, you can really improve anything that you in any part of your life. And I think that sums it up. Thank you very much. It was really interesting, and in shorter portion of time we had to discuss about all these subjects. And thank you very much again, and congratulations again for your wedding and for the medals.
Thanks,
and
I appreciate it.
Any last word?
Yeah, just thank you for having me, and then this was a great conversation. I'm glad we did it, and then we should do maybe a round 2.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a lot more things to talk about.
Yeah, for sure. No problem, man.
Keep it here for today, and then you know, thanks. Whenever you want to talk again, I'm down.
Definitely. Well, thank you very much. And thank you to you, the listeners. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and comment too if you have any ideas, or if you even want to contribute into this or be part of this, because as I said, it's my experience. We're all part of it. If you want to contribute this, let us know in one of the pages that we have: Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud, Spotify, or anywhere, and just let us know, and we will contact you back. And so, good evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Peace be with you. This was my village, and until next time, never forget, you are as unique as the universe. Thank you for listening.